figures! It's so real!
It's like being in the ring!
Yeah! Welcome to
Emily
and Hector's
Retro Reviews!
So we're gonna be reviewing retro figures, but not these retro figures. We're gonna be reviewing the WWE Mattel Retro figures. Before we open them, let's compare the card backs of the original 1990-92 WWF Hasbro figures to the new 2017 Mattel Retro figures. On the front of the WWF Hasbro cards, there is a picture of the superstar and an animated illustration of the figure's action. Ultimate Smash for the Ultimate Warrior, and Le Coup Fatal for the Undertaker. On the back of the card, you have all the figures for that particular series that you can collect, instructions on how to use the figure's action, and a nice file card.
On the front of the WWE Mattel Retro cards, there's a picture of the superstar and an animated illustration of the figure's action. Gorilla Press Slam for the Ultimate Warrior, and the Tombstone Piledriver for the Undertaker. On the back of the card, you have all the figures for the series that you can collect. Instructions on how to use the figure's action, but sadly, no file card. It has a great little holographic sticker of authenticity. Right here. Now it's time to open the figures, but not the originals, the new.
You've got the Ultimate Warrior, I got the Undertaker. She's gonna try to open this with
Envelope
opener. I am going to open the Undertaker figure the old-fashioned way. Oh boy, there we go. The plastic came with these little holes, breathing holes. What is that for?
To smell a toy.
I guess. And oh, smell it, Bubby, smell it.
No toy smell.
All right.
It's so hard. I really want to keep the box in condition. Give me a minute.
Smell it, smell it.
Here's my Ultimate Warrior figure. Looks like my shirt. I like his watermelon colors. You can see he has these little bicep tassels with his boots, some flair to his outfit, his articulation. His arms just, I guess, do a 360 spin, and he has this little weird thing, he can move side to side.
For his action.
His action. You can put his arm up like this. Looks like he's at a concert. He's like, ah. I wish that he had more articulation, maybe right here on the side, so he can lift up his leg or something. But it's cool. You can turn him around. He's like, I'm gonna walk backwards.
Tell us about this Undertaker figure.
I like the detail, especially in his tie. You can see that there's two layers and it's overlapping. I like the little purple brim on his hat, or the little strip. And I like that the detail of his ripped the sleeves of your shirt. I also like his little leg warmers on his boots. Is that what it's called? Leg warmers?
There weren't supposed to be leg warmers.
Yeah,
it was acceptable in the 80s.
I wish that his leg would lift up a little bit more. But overall, the articulation is cool. So when you lift up one arm, the other arm lifts up too.
Now let's compare the original to the quote-unquote retro.
As you can see, they stuck with the main characteristics of the toy. They both have the watermelon colors. There's just a few small differences. Kind of like the color of the skin. He's a lot orangier, and he's this regular skin color. And there's a small difference I saw a little earlier on the trunks. He has this little Ultimate Warrior face in the corner, and he doesn't. But overall, they both have the main qualities of Ultimate Warrior.
What I preferred on the old one is all the tassels he has, and they gave him his multicolored wristbands here. Also, the tassels on his legs they look a little messy, but that's what the Ultimate Warrior basically looked like. He looked a little messy. This new Ultimate Warrior, his tassels, they're a separate piece, which looks pretty nice. But the tassels are, they're sculpted on the boots, but they weren't painted on.
The Undertaker, when I saw them both put together, I saw that there's two main differences. First of all, the hair color. He has this dark brown, and he has this strawberry red color. And also, accessory colors. His gloves and his leg warmers, as you could say, are gray, and his are purple.
To give you a little bit of information, this original Hasbro figure from 1991 is based on the introduction of The Undertaker when he came out as a heel, as a bad guy. His colors were gray, and when he came in, his hair was still its original color. This is based off the 1994 he wrestled Gray Undertaker, the $1 Million Man Undertaker. And so this is, I'm guessing this is what it's based off of. Also, one of the things I noticed was that the original Undertaker is a lot taller than this retro Undertaker. One other thing that I noticed is that Undertaker's head, as I remember, it didn't really move much, the original one. Whereas this new Undertaker's head rotates. Now let's compare their special moves.
He has this little lever in the back where you pull down, and then he's supposed to do a shoulder tackle onto his opponent. My dad is a lot better at it than I am.
Well, go ahead, try it.
Okay, let's try.
There you go.
He's supposed to fly forward.
Here we go. I had many years to practice. Yeah! Now let's try the retro figure.
I'm going to be using Hulk Hogan for this one. So you just balance him on his arms, and then you're going to lean one way, and then when you let go, he's supposed to fly out of the ring.
That was pretty cool. And now we're going to try out the Undertaker's gimmick. Wind him up for the coup fatal, which means
The fatal blow.
take that, Jake the Snake. The retro figure. He does the tombstone. Now, if you know what the tombstone is, you know that his arms do not look like they're in position for the tombstone. It says, I guess, to do this, and that's supposed to be the tombstone. That is not the tombstone. And his hat or his head goes too high above. Like with the Ultimate Warrior, his hands actually extend nicely over his head in order to pick up his opponent very nicely. This guy doesn't. And so, cheapy. Tombstone! Tombstone! They should have just given him the coup fatal. What are your final thoughts on these retro figures, Emily?
I like them very much. I think they're really cool, and I like how they made them very close to the originals. I just wish that the tombstone was actually a tombstone. But overall, I really like them.
Yeah, I honestly, when I saw pictures of these figures online, I popped. I marked out. I used to love playing with these figures. I would recreate WrestleManias, SummerSlams, Survivor Series, and recreating WrestleMania 6. Except instead of Ultimate Warrior winning, Hulk Hogan, brother, would win that one. They're worth the buy. They were $10.99, and I wouldn't have paid more for them. And they're a lot of fun. This has been another Daddy-Daughter Retro Review with Hector and
Emily!
Please remember to like, subscribe, and bye! Bye! Bye!
And
Comment!
okay, but I was going to say bye. All right, let's do that again.
New WWF figures! So real! New WWF figures! It's...
How does it go, Bubby?
It's like being in the ring!
One last time.
Gosh,
Ultimate Warrior doesn't talk like that.